Welcome to the NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One. We were telling you how Wake Forest and Maryland was the main event today. Yeah, the main event is tipping off late night at Winston-Salem after a lengthy weather delay. The number one team in America will face the Big Ten champion Maryland Terrapins, a game of the winners from yesterday. Winner of this one advances to the regional final, which as of now still scheduled for 6 Eastern tomorrow, whereas the loser would face George Mason at noon tomorrow with its season on the line. Late night at David Couch Ballpark with the coach, Bobby Miranda, Kevin Fitzgerald with you. So we were supposed to go at 6 Eastern. Some weather came through. 4 hours and 45 minutes later, here we go, Bobby. We're going to have a 10:45 first pitch. In a sequence like this, the question is, how do you handle it? Look, we had the clear skies at 6 Eastern. However, we did not get going because there was lightning in the area, and we knew this rain was going to come through. And there, as you see, it started to fall just shortly before 8 Eastern. It continued falling for a couple of hours, and as the lightning finally pushed out of the Winston-Salem area, fans started to come back in at 10 Eastern. Team's got to handle this now, a late-night first pitch.
Easy, no problem. Big Ten champion, ACC champion, number one team in the country, NCAA tournament. Let's go. College baseball awesomeness.
Go get your cup of coffee. We got a big one. The number one team in America against Maryland. Coming up. The NCAA Baseball Regionals are presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? They listened to the Wake Forest Demon Deacons basketball coach. Steve Forbes was going WWE superstar there for a second. So, again,
that's awesome.
Bebo, we were supposed to get started at 6 Eastern. Here we are 4 hours and 45 minutes later. And to my surprise, these stands, they are, yeah, they're as full as you could possibly have hoped for a game that's delayed nearly 5 hours after the fact. And we're going to get started just about 15 minutes until 11 p.m. And on the mound is Rhett Lowder. He is the now two-time defending ACC Pitcher of the Year, scheduled to go against their toughest challenger in this regional, Maryland, the Big Ten champs. And indeed, he's out there. A little later than expected. We start this thing with a first pitch swing and miss, and we are underway at 10:45.
Rhett Lowder, the real deal. Possibly the number one pitcher in the whole nation. 92-95 elite command fastball. Rides it, sinks it. East-west, north-south. Slider is plus. Above average major league slider, 84-87. And then the equalizer, the changeup, is electric. Power change. Throws it right on right, left on. I mean, it is everything he does is elite. Back-to-back ACC Pitcher of the Year. And right now, for me, I've been telling a lot of scouting directors this past week at the ACC tournament. He's a fifth starter in the big leagues right now.
Down goes Luke Schliger. Maryland's leadoff hitter looks at a called third strike, and we are underway. He's a junior from not far, Albemarle, North Carolina. Bobby is unbeaten. He's 13-0 in 15 starts and a 1.69 ERA.
Fitzy, he is awesome. But the coolest thing about him from his coaching staff is they say he's an even better person.
Yep. Faces Matt Shaw. The waves and misses, and Lowder's out ahead, 0-2.
It's a great matchup right here. 2 first-round picks upcoming, going head-to-head. Wow, he just threw an 89-mile-an-hour breaking ball. That's elite.
1-2. And did that hit the bat? If it hit the knob, bounces to Lowder, 2 away.
I believe it was right off the knob, up and in, easy out. Right there. And that's a fair ball.
Well, I think Willie Mays Hayes did that in Major League a few decades ago. I haven't seen it since.
Probably had to do some push-ups after he got done.
Wasn't able to work it out of his contract. Nick LaRusso went yard yesterday. Look at it. 24 home runs and a nation best 101 RBIs.
I'm just going to call him the video game player. Those numbers are ridiculous. We're talking 61 games, 101 RBIs.
It's absurd. And in 62 games, that's it. Well, the last player to go 100+ in a season in college ball did it 20 years ago. It's been a while. Lowder trying to go 1-2-3 against the Big Ten champs. Counts 1-2.
He's pumped off 96 on the black.
Inning. Wake Forest.
Electric.
A 1-2-3 top of the first inning for Rhett Lowder. And now his counterpart takes the mound for Maryland, a team that won 42 games and won the Big Ten regular season and tournament crowns. That's the very dependable veteran right-hander in Nick Dean from Winston-Salem, Pennsylvania, starting his 43rd career game. He has always been there for Rob Vaughn.
Nick Dean, very experienced. Maryland's #1. Been in postseason play before. 90-92, touch 93, fastball. Elite changeup. When he's on, that changeup is moving, dancing, locating, outstanding. Curveball's his third pitch. Throws a slider that's got a little cut action, so it's going to be small, gets to the end of the bat, but he works down in the strike zone, occasional ride, but down in the strike zone is the absolute key. If you see him executing down, good things will happen for Nick Dean.
He started that game a year ago in last season's College Park Regional when Maryland knocked Wake Forest out. The Demon Deacons have not forgotten that outcome 1 year later. This is their batting order as drawn out by Tom Walter. Nick Kurtz, always a dangerous 3-hitter. The all-conference lefty waiting in the 3-hole. Behind him, Brock Wilkin. Top of the order is Tommy Hawk, Luke Costello, and then the aforementioned Kurtz. For a top 30 offense that Wake Forest has been all year. Hawk hitting .353 this season. The all-conference tone setter at the top of the order. We thought we'd get this one. We finally have it today. The signature matchup of this regional so far. That is the 1 and 2 seeds in this Winston-Salem Regional.
And you can feel the importance of this game, the energy, the crowd. Really knows it.
Hawk protects with 2 strikes. This is a top 25 battle. It is. If you look at the latest AP top 25 poll, I should say, Maryland's the 19th ranked team in the country. Of course, Wake has been #1 in the nation the last 4 weeks.
Oh yeah.
The record-setting Deeks have won 48 now. A new program record.
And the importance of this game is magnified because this game's probably not going to get completed until like 2 o'clock in the morning. You got to turn around the next day and play the early game.
Scheduled start time for the first one tomorrow, 12 noon. Dean gets Hawk to foul tip it into the mitt. So Nick Dean has matched Rhett Lowder. At least one batter through in this first inning. Lucas Costello is coming up.
Great pitch away with that movement we talked about. Rides it or sinks it. That was more sink and run away from the left-handed hitter.
Costello hit .313 this year. This is his best offensive season as a Demon Deacon, and he wears the breaking pitch on the jersey number on the back there. So 1 out base runner.
Interesting he let him off with a breaking ball because his breaking ball is his 3rd or 4th best pitch. Changeup is his pitch that he likes to throw and starts to command. Very effective for him.
The Deke fans that have returned after a 4-hour and 45-minute delay bow down to the Lancaster, Pennsylvania native. He's just a sophomore. He's hit safely in 13 straight. He has been one of the purest hitters in the ACC. Big body, a lot of power, good defensive first baseman on that left side of the plate.
And you know my comp, Keith Hernandez with power.
With some power. That's dangerous.
Well, plus defender, can really hit to all fields, and the ball will leave the yard.
He's got 23 homers. Takes a strike on the outside corner, so the count evens. He's hitting close to 500 during that 13-game hit streak. 7 homers as well. Yesterday in the win against George Mason. Double, drove in a run.
Nice pitch, nice take, good baseball right there.
Dean coming with the 2-1. That one slammed foul down the line. And so Wake Forest started the year, I mentioned they win 48 games. They started the year number 6 in the preseason national poll. So the expectations were high, both inside the program and out. And all they did is move up from there, which is hard to do. Ultimately reaching the #1 spot in the nation. They were #2 for a long time behind LSU. But they just left nothing in doubt. They won all 10 of their ACC series. They went 16-4 this year against teams in this tournament field. So against a challenging schedule, they got it done. Outside corner, just away. Ooh. Schliger wanted the call, the catcher, and so the count goes full to Kurtz.
Professional take right there. Great pitch. Trying to entice him to hit a ground ball is short.
A lot of other hitters might have chased. And so Dean has got a payoff with Costello at first. So the at-bat continues.
Everything's been away. Trying to have him hit the ball the other way. The approach is away. Got a great 2-strike approach. Talked to him a couple days ago in the pitching lab. He does go into a different mode with 2 strikes for sure. Spreads out, comes up on the knob a little bit. Doesn't try to do too much.
Payoff again, and Kurtz fights it off, so we'll do it again. So I just think back a couple of pitches ago, he takes that one just off the outer edge, and all that sets up is forcing your adversary on the mound, Dean, to work a little harder and throw some more pitches. And so now this is the 9th of the at-bat. The senior from outside of Philadelphia coming home. That's in tight. So he's hit a batter and he's walked a batter.
A well-earned walk right there. He has over 50 walks on this season. He'll take his walk and still hit with power. It's an elite approach.
The on-base streak is now 33 in a row. It's eye-popping. Speaking of that, Brock Wilken has gone yard 27 times this year. The ACC home run leader. It's a very dangerous, destructive maybe, middle of the order for the Demon Deacons. Wilken takes that for a strike.
They call themselves the Bash Brothers. I'm saying more lightning and thunder like Will Clark and Rafael Palmeiro back in the 80s. 2 pretty good ones right there.
You got 50 home runs combined. Highest for any duo in the nation. And so Dean certainly has the work cut out for him today, although he is no stranger to these big moments. He has been the reliable ace for several years. Now 43 career starts. He's got a 4.21 career ERA. Falls behind in the count, 2 balls and a strike.
That's that little cutter slider. He's trying to get him to roll over something on the outer half. Brock, his approach usually when he's right, he's hitting the ball off the scoreboard to right center. So he's looking for something out over the plate.
Fouls that one down the right field line. So the count evens with a couple of runners on for Wake Forest in the first inning.
Same thing in talking to Brock in the lab that day with Nick. He goes into 2-strike mode here also. So this is a lost art in the game of baseball. Both these guys have so many home runs, yet they have great 2-strike approaches.
Very mature hitters. He's got a wide gap open right side of the infield. Swings, bounces that one. Oh, he beats the shift into left center. Costello rounds third. He scores. 1-0 Wake Forest in the first inning. And after a nearly 5-hour delay, there is a bit of juice now immediately coursing through that third base dugout.
Perfectly placed through the shift.
Wilkin with the celebration of the emotions immediately. So he pulls that one through the left side with 3 fielders on the left side of second. This is Justin Johnson. He's the transfer from Lafayette. Wake Forest maybe didn't know what they were getting from Johnson when he transfers in. Hadn't hit 300 in 4 years at Lafayette. And look at the average, 333 this year, plus the 15 home runs. A breakout season for the transfer. Rocks that one out to the gap in left center. It touches down. Some first inning damage. 1 run is in, and Wilkin gets the stop sign at third. It's an RBI double for Johnson in the first.
That's the X factor. That's our sleeper right there. You think you can exhale, and all of a sudden, here comes Johnson. 2 home runs yesterday, big double today. Great swing on a breaking ball out over the plate. Drives it into the gap. That's how you're supposed to hit a breaking ball.
The Demon Deacons could not have asked for a better start. Still with just 1 out. And now the bat is passed to Pierce Bennett, number 6 man in the order, the junior from Baltimore, with 2 on. He swings, he loops that one. It falls into right, a base hit. Wilkin comes home. A wide turn for Johnson around third. Head first slide. 4-0.
Wow. Explosion in the first inning. I think Coach Forbes got these guys pumped up in the locker room before the game. What do you think? Great swing to the backside. Just good hitting. Wow.
And attacking the first pitch. Postseason baseball after dark.
This place is fired up.
And we expected a sellout. So, Bobby, yesterday Wake Forest defeats George Mason 12-zip. So they're 16 runs up here in the first 10 innings of this regional. And it was a sellout. It was actually the largest attendance for any Wake Forest game at this park ever. And we expected a similar crowd, but at 6 o'clock. So after a nearly 5-hour delay, there's still quite a contingent here that returned. Great appreciation for the start. Bennett Lee takes a fastball in the outside corner for a strike.
The crowd is still filing in.
You know, I called it.
They want to join the fun here.
Yeah, I called it our main event. I didn't know we were going to start like those boxing matches, you know, close to midnight. The old ACC rivals meet once again. Last year, it was Maryland at their park who knocked Wake Forest out of the regional a season ago. Now, the roles are reversed. And Wake Forest gets the Big Ten champs here. 1-1 is in the turf. Now, Bobby, a few moments ago, we just saw Luke Schliger walk out there, the catcher, just to calm Dean down. Again, this is a veteran, but you're in an immediate hole.
Well, right now, Wake Forest is 3 for 3 with runners in scoring position with 4 RBIs. They are battling at the plate with 2 strikes, a 2-strike walk and a 2-strike hit.
It's been a very productive offense, very potent all year long. They score 10 runs a game. Oftentimes, they don't let up. And that has been one portion of the equation as to why they're the #1 team in this field.
Now, on the other hand, for Maryland, for Nick Dean, long way to go. Great offensive club. The Big Ten champions, they can swing it.
Yep.
So, long way to go.
2-2 to the lead. Down in the turf. Schliger knocked it down, but Pierce Bennett recognized he could take a base. And now he's in scoring position.
Looks like he was a little blocked out by the catcher or the umpire, and then finally he realized it's behind, and the catcher didn't know where the ball was. And got a BID out of it. Ball and dirt.
Another full count. And another walk in the first inning. Just 29 walks this year entering this game for Dean in 70 1/3 innings. But he's now walked a pair. He's hit a batter. And that is going to bring Mike Morrison out to the mound. So a first inning mound visit, you never love those.
But a great idea.
Yep.
A great idea right there. The mojo, the momentum has to change. Get him out of that mindset. Get him back in on it. He's one pitch away from finishing this inning. That's where he has to go to.
That's Haberthier you just saw a moment ago in the bullpen. Look at the numbers top left, by the way. That was his last start against this Wake Forest team. That was a come-from-behind Maryland win in the Sunday of last year's regional. He pitched into the 6th. He did allow a handful of runs, but he's already given up the same amount in the first inning tonight. So 6 straight Demon Deacons have reached after Dean struck out Hawk to get things started. Now it's Danny Corona on the left side. Designated hitter from Brooklyn. Didn't start yesterday. Adam Cesari was in that DH slot. He went yard. Corona, who has been very effective entering this postseason of late. He's been a red-hot hitter since late April. Gets fooled by the breaking pitch and swings through that one. Corona's hit nearly 400 since April 30th. He's 15 for his last 38. Dean needs something here. That one's bounced over to the left side. Shaw scoops it, goes to second for 1. Turn to first is in time. A critical double play for Nick Dean. But Wake Forest strikes first after the delay. It's a 4-run first inning. The #1 team in America with as good a first inning as it gets. 4 runs. They sent 8 hitters to the plate, and Rhett Lowder, arguably one of the best pitchers in America, if not the, has a 4-run lead on the mound in the second inning. However, This Maryland offense that he will face for the rest of today has been one of the most potent offenses in America. Top 5 in the nation in all of those, many of them eye-popping categories, including the home runs. They hit 2 more yesterday in their opening round win against Northeastern.
Interesting to see how the Terps, how they bounce back right now after the big inning by the Deacs.
Big inning, 4-hour, 45-minute delay because of rain, thunder, lightning. We were talking to some of the Maryland players, so they haven't played or started a game this late all year. Not really close at all. So this is a late one. 4-5 and 6-2 up. Ian Petrutz takes the 0-2 outside. The count's a ball and 2 strikes. Petrutz drove in a couple of runs yesterday. He swings and hacks that one out to left center. Tommy Hawk on the run. Got it!
Wow.
Whoa! Tommy Hawk.
Oak Island's finest.
They start waving the arms. He can fly.
Man. Fantastic. He covered a lot of ground to get to that spot.
Yeah, I give him a 9.9 on the land and the slide as well. Hey, Sports Center, hello, tomorrow morning. We might even be able to get that one on the West Coast Sports Center tonight, perhaps. Flip that and go with it. Eddie Hakopian, the sophomore from Potomac, is up. .331 hitter this season. Hakopian has been super reliable. Spent 1 year at a junior college last season, making quite an impact as a first-year Terp. He goes down on strikes. That's 3 punch-outs for Rhett Lowder.
88-mile-an-hour breaking ball, spinning it at 88 miles an hour. That's a plus major league breaking ball.
What is it about his repertoire that does make him one of the most feared hitters in America? Matt Wood swings and misses.
It's interesting that his breaking balls improved so much this year. And I talked to the coaches about that. They said he's just throwing it harder. He's spinning it harder. And a lot of scouting directors talked to some guys at the AC tournament. They're like, he really has a great breaking ball now.
Outside edge, a called third strike. Lowder is dealing. He's struck out 4 over 2 innings and getting a little help from the Hawk. Sports Center top 10 nominee. And Lowder loves it. Wake Forest goes back to work after scoring 4 runs in the opening inning. The winner of this one advances to the regional final. The first game of maybe 2 tomorrow evening. Wake Forest, the #1 team in this tournament field for the first time ever. I mentioned earlier, Bobby, they were the preseason #6 team in the country. There was certainly that aura swirling around this team from day one. Look, they might have the talent to go back to the College World Series. Nick Dean here in the second faces Merrick Houston. This is 9-1-2 in the order for Wake Forest. So could they get back there for the first time since winning it all in 1955? It felt like there was that vibe swirling around this team. They brought a lot of quality players from a tournament team a year ago back. Houston goes down on strikes, and so here they are as the #1 national seed, 15th tournament appearance overall. The last time they went to a super regional was 6 years ago. They've done that twice. And Tom Walter just kind of keeps raising the prestige of the program the last half decade or so. It's been, what, almost decade and a half for Walter as the head man.
He's done a phenomenal job
Great assistant coaches, outstanding leadership from Coach Walter. And here we are. This is a focused team right now. Cannot underestimate the addition of his transfers that came in here. Johnson, Lee, Massey, 3 impact players that have really helped lift the program to the #1 status in the country.
2 balls and a strike now to Tommy Hawk. He's the leadoff man. 5 multi-hit games his last 7. Yeah, Lee and Johnson get plugged in immediately as starters. Massey and Cam Manassi have been the 2 anchors of the bullpen in a sense this season as well for the Deeks.
And Cam Manassi is the reason those guys are here. They're buddies from back in the day in high school.
Hawk slashes this one way up in the air. Kevin Keister's the second baseman. Underneath it, shallow right, and so there's 2 gone. So Nick Dean hoping to steady a bit on the mound. Again, a veteran, senior from Winston-Salem, Pennsylvania. Well, here's how you know Dean is cut out for an assignment like this, and you would think will tighten some things up the remainder of the evening. Had a couple of brilliant starts earlier this year at Iowa and at Indiana. Those were the 2 teams that finished right behind Maryland and 2 tournament teams. Arguably his 2 best starts were those 2 outings. Counts now ball and a strike to Costello. There's not much that Dean hasn't seen. 4 years of college ball pitching in the Big Ten and in the NCAA tournament the last 3 years now. Costello lifts that one out to left center. Lambros charging in. And so there you go. That is a very nice bounce back by Dean. He retires the side in order. It's still 4-zip Wake after 2. The road to Omaha, it is well underway now. Welcome to the postseason. Still Saturday here of this regional weekend, though not for long. Maybe we've got about a half hour left here. So since the format went to the current way it is now in 1999, look at how important it is to win your first couple of games. Bobby, of all the teams that have won their first 2 games in this regional round, 80% of them have advanced to the Super. So I like those odds.
Critical. Moving on. Critical.
You just get the upper hand because it's a double elimination format. 7, 8, 9 due up against Rhett Lowder. Let's see if they fare better against the ACC's ace, the back-to-back winner, the Pitcher of the Year honor. He's gone 6 up, 6 down. Jacob Orr, the sophomore from Frederick, Maryland, has hit .285 this season.
And so far, he's thrown 25 pitches, 20 strikes. 25 pitches and 20 strikes.
Again, 80% is the number tonight.
Topping out at 97.
Here he comes. Strike 3 called. Boy, it looks like they're just guessing against him. So 3 of his 5 strikeouts have been looking.
That kind of off-speed stuff that he has, it's plus with a 96 to 97 mile-an-hour fastball. It's very difficult.
Okay, so the hair is pretty similar between he and the super fan. I don't think the stuff is. I'm not sure if he's got 95 coming out of the chute there. But yeah, the Rhett Lowder phenomenon is taking on a life of its own. And we've seen it now in Winston-Salem for back-to-back years. So he pitched to a 3.08 ERA last year, won the league Pitcher of the Year honor. You know, he just shatters that with the award again this season. 0-2 coming to Elijah Lambros.
Fitzy, I don't know if you understand how great this breaking ball is that he's throwing today. 88 to 89 mile-an-hour breaking ball with depth. Not many people in the big leagues can throw a breaking ball with that velocity, that spin, and that tilt. Elite.
It's pro stuff.
Elite pro stuff.
Lambros puts a jolt in and out to center. Hawks got it lined up. Well, Bobby, he's 13-0. Wake Forest has won all 15 games that he's pitched. Every time he has been out on that mound this year, a W. All right, so how close does he have it there? The doppelganger?
That's, wow, that is that his brother?
Again, they've only got a couple of things in common. They haven't been to a barber in a few years. Rhett Lowder's got a little better stuff on the mound. He's just got 9 up and 9 down.
Making it look easy.
Wake Forest hits in the home third with a 4-run advantage. Winner to the regional final tomorrow. The loser has to turn around very quickly and face George Mason at, as of now, 12 Eastern tomorrow. Two up here in the third is Nick Kurtz and Brock Wilkin. That duo on the right is combined to hit 50 homers. However, let's not overlook what Matt Shaw and Nick LaRusso did for the Terps this season. Those two combined to go deep 47 times. Kurtz, though, may reach after LaRusso bobbles it. He's safe.
Interesting. He had some transfer problems right there. Plenty of time. Up. Tried to flip it. You always want to jam your bare hand in the glove. You never want to flip the ball even an inch. That's what happens. You mishandle the ball a little bit if you try to flip the ball to your throwing hand.
And so they give Kurtz a hit there. So he's extended not just the on-base streak, but the hit streak. Point being, though, for both of these teams, they've got two really dangerous hitters at the middle of their order. These are two of the highest home run hitting teams in the nation. Maryland with 125. Top 5 of the country. Wilkin in the driver's seat. Nick Dean serves up a fastball, and Wilkin, wow, just pummels this one high in the air. In foul ground now, Jacob Orr makes the catch. Dipping back over the chalk. Kurtz tags and moves up. That one was up in the air a long time.
That was that 6 or 7 second hang time. Outstanding read by Kurtz there to move up a 90 on a foul ball. Good heads up base runner.
Dean starts Johnson off with a pitch out of the zone.
So here's our X factor again.
Don't forget about his 15 home runs. I mean, it's a benefit as well, right? He's got great ability, but it's a nice benefit to hit behind that duo.
No doubt. He's been delivering all season. And he is a plus defender at second base. Now hitting 5-hole for the #1 team in the country.
Johnson cracks this one out to center. Lambros started in. It bounces halfway up the wall. Kurtz chugging around third. He comes home and scores. There goes Johnson. He slides headfirst into third. A triple.
That ball was absolutely smoked.
Don't forget about me, Justin Johnson.
Oh, it's a 2-iron. Maybe a fairway wood. Ball was smoked.
Wake Forest has another run 90 feet away from scoring. It's a little bit of a barrage right now in the early innings.
Justin Johnson is such a good player. So sound. Plays the game the right way.
He went yard twice yesterday. And the second time a grand slam. 2 homers and a double and a triple today. What a start to the regional. Pierce Bennett takes a strike, so the count's 2 balls and 1 strike.
We talked about him at the beginning of yesterday's game of being the sleeper. Because a lot of teams exhale when they get through Kirks and Wilkin. And then all of a sudden, here's Justin Johnson, and he makes you pay.
Yeah, and he's drilled a couple of pitches in the similar spot there to the gap, and on the latest occasion here out to deep center. Bennett shatters that one high in the air, out to deep left, at the wall. Mistimed the jump, or couldn't come up with it. He was dealing with that jagged wall out and left. It bounces down, and it's another run-scoring double. Pierce Bennett has knocked in a run in consecutive at-bats.
Fitz, there's a few issues right here. The wall jets out just a little bit in straight left center field gap. You'll see it here on the replay. Plus, the warning track goes uphill. So you get caught by the wall, the hill going up, misplayed a little bit. Double.
Right there, or ran into that edge that you see in the background.
And you can't really tell from this shot, but the elevation goes up about 2.5, 3 feet right there as a warning track to the wall.
If there isn't that jagged 90-degree angle, and let's say it's just your normal fence out there, or the typical fence you see, or maybe makes that catch.
I think so.
Straightest distance between point A and point B is a straight line. This time, Orr had to,
the wall got in the way.
The wall
got
he had to make a right-hand turn and then try to backtrack.
And plus the hill. If you've never been on one of those warning tracks, the hill goes up, and they have that at Clemson also, okay? And it's natural turf, but it will gobble you up as you go back to the wall. You got to keep your legs moving. You got to stay high need to make that play.
1-0 to Bennett. Lee is bounced foul, and it's structured that way. It's all turf field, right? So no dirt.
So
no
it's a warning system.
Track.
It's a warning system. When you hit that slope, it'll help you find the wall, but also it's a home field advantage.
Yep. We have seen that on display quite a bit in the early innings, because the #1 team in America has a 6-0 lead, not yet done with 3 innings.
Fitzy, Wake already 5 of 6 with runners in scoring position for 6 RBIs.
Cashing in. 2-1. You just never know sometimes after such a lengthy delay, how is the start to a game going to be? We were supposed to get started at 6 Eastern, and it was, of course, supposed to feature these 2 aces, Lowder and Dean. Lee taps it foul once again up the line. And so maybe, 45 minutes before our scheduled first pitch time, we got the word that we were going to start in a weather delay, that there was lightning in the area and impending rain. So part of the decision was, why are we going to start at 6 if we're just going to have to stop again at 6:45, let's say? That was when our first lightning strike hit within 8 miles of the facility. Bennett Lee works the walk, and so you got 2 on, still with 1 out.
Fitzy, especially with the 2 aces on the mound. You don't want to start a game and then 2 innings later stop a game, and then start a game and stop a game. You want to play and just play all the way through with the quality of pitchers that were on the mound for both clubs.
And there's a lot of moving parts in a weekend like this, because we're scheduled to play 2 games a day, 2 Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And if we go to that 7th game, it would be scheduled for Monday. Danny Corona takes that one inside. So, of course, a lot of deliberation, and we came to the decision, 10:45. That was going to be our first pitch time, so it is postseason baseball after dark. Count evens. Speaking as well about home field advantages, we were talking to a lot of the Maryland players. There really isn't a visiting clubhouse per se at this park. 1-1 is popped up foul. So the Maryland players had to spend much of the delay, pretty much all of it, either on the team bus out beyond center field or in the batting cage, which is beyond left center.
They had a few games going on out there. They were telling us about what were they playing out there?
Mafia, yeah,
Mafia.
the popular game around, you know, minor league ball, but also college baseball as well. How did I was trying to describe it to you. I'm not necessarily the best on the rules myself, but I got a general sense of the game. It's kind of like a combination of. Remember the game 7-Up as a kid? You kind of put your head down and your thumb up on the desk.
No,
you guys never did that one. It's like a combination of Clue, the board game, and 7-Up. It's somewhat of a puzzle game. 2-2, wave and a miss. So Dean strikes out his third batter of the game.
nice breaking ball. Nice breaking ball under the hands. 79-mile-an-hour breaking ball with good spin and good depth. Here it is. Right over the top. Great depth.
He was brilliant last week in the Big Ten tournament. Pitched twice. Started one of those games. Misses low to the shortstop, Merrick Houston.
And Fitzy, another factor right now is these offensive innings are taking a while. So Lowder is in the dugout right now, trying to stay loose.
Houston cracks that one to left on a line to Orr. Well, here he comes again. Rhett Lowder, after Wake plates 2 more. He's got a 6-0 lead. He is the indomitable Rhett Lowder. He's pitched 15 times this year. He's won 13 starts. No other pitcher in America has more wins and a perfect record. And Wake Forest has won every game that he has pitched. He has tormented this league for several years now. There's good and bad news. The bad news is this is going to be his last run in a Wake Forest uniform. He's a future pro. Good news is for the rest of the league, they don't have to face Rhett Lowder anymore.
Two-time country.
Yeah. How far will this run go for the #1 team in America? He has gone tonight. BMO, 9 up, 9 down. 5 strikeouts through 3 innings. We go back to the top of the order. Luke Schliger from Danbury, Connecticut, struck out looking in the first. He's gotten 3 Terps to look at a cold third strike 1 time through. And again, you've just been locked into the breaking stuff tonight. That has been on.
So right now, this is how good he is. The first pitch was a changeup at 87. The second pitch was a fastball. The third pitch was a breaking ball. He's thrown all 3 pitches in the first 3 pitches to this hitter.
Schliger, one of the best, by the way, at the plate in getting on base. He didn't get on the second game of the year. He has reached safely in every game since, make it 59 in a row. And for the first time today, a Terp hitter has worked the count full. Called third strike. He's got 6 of them.
87-mile-an-hour slider. No problem. Throw it in there. Here it is. Thought it was up. Too close to take.
Frustrating the hitters so far. Now Matt Shaw, who tapped one on a check swing back to the mound, and not off the barrel of the bat, off the knob of the bat. Hacks that one, puts it into play. So some work for somebody around the diamond. Wilkin guns it to first in time. 2 out.
It's a great matchup right there. You're talking first rounder against first rounder. If I'm a scout in the stands, that's what I want to see. I want to see the position player or the pitcher facing future major leaguers to see how they go. And that's, for me, where I'm going to put those guys in the draft order and see how they perform against elite talent.
Yeah, I don't think that forecast is really in question at all. Those two, they're pretty, wherever you look and based on all sorts of projections, they're pretty much likely to be bona fide first rounders.
No question.
Nick LaRusso, future pro for sure. He's from Monroe, Connecticut. 7 for his last 19 at the plate. Went yard yesterday. More difficult task, though, tonight against Lowder. But these are the tests and the challenges you live for.
Their coaches yesterday, Matt Swope, their longtime assistant coach, said that he should be playing double-A ball right now.
Yeah.
And his numbers.
Oh, he clobbers that one. Barreled it up. This one's soaring out to the right center field wall. And it disappears over the fence. Had just enough flight. He's gone yard for a second straight day, and Maryland is on the board.
He is so impressive. What a great player. Over 100 RBIs, power to all fields. Man, this guy can hit. I can see him moving way up on the draft board, especially after this regional.
25 now. I didn't think this was going, and it got out of here.
Change-up. Change-up. Stayed through it. Right center. What a great swing.
First pitch to Ian Petrutz is tapped foul. LaRusso, somebody who sometimes you see coaches, they take a hand and they just kind of mimic as if he's a heartbeat that is just as steady as can be. He is even keeled, regardless of the setting, the opponent. Very measured. And he's now officially set the single-season Maryland record for home runs. 25. 0-2. Petrutz takes it. Called third strike. That's now 7 for Lowder. Outside of the homer, he's rolling. It's 6-1, middle of the fourth. Nick LaRusso just went yard for a second straight game. Maryland on the board, and it's 6-1. You still have quite the mountain to climb the rest of the way. Bottom of the fourth, and it's the top of the order due up for the #1 ranked Demon Deacons, the ACC champions. A first-place finish in the ACC for Wake for the first time in 50 years. Good breaking pitch from Nick Dean. Start this at bat against Tommy Hawk. He has gotten him twice. He's 0 for 2.
I could see Dean starting to use his changeup a little bit more. Mix that in. That's his pitch. That's the equalizer. That yo-yo with the fastball to the changeup, back to the fastball with the changeup. We talked about it yesterday. Pitching is like when you're 7 years old in the back of the car and your mom's in traffic and she's hitting the brake. 65, 55, 75, 55.
Right.
And you're getting car sick in the back of the car when you're a little kid. That's pitching. You want to make the hitter car sick.
I hope you rolled down the window in time. Hawk slaps that one foul.
Now, when you're in Wyoming and you're going 90 miles an hour for an hour, it starts feeling like 55, and that's when you get lit up. That's when the hitters can see 90 easy, okay? So you got to change speeds. That's the key.
Is there a play here for LaRusso? Yeah.
That's exactly what happened right there. That was a changeup. Got him out front. Pop up in foul territory.
Dean weaving in and out of traffic. To the our NCAA regionals coverage for from all 16 sites. It continues tomorrow on ESPN Plus and the ESPN app. Tomorrow is 12 minutes from now. For more information, visit NCAA.com. We got started at 11:45. 4 hours and 45 minutes delayed. Costello flies out, so two quick outs here in the 4th inning. Up next, Nick Kurtz.
Nick Dean getting back into it, getting efficient. The last 2 innings. Here we go. Give his team a chance to scratch and claw and get back into this thing.
Fastball misses away to Kurtz.
The Fitz, we talk about it. It's baseball. There's a long way to go in the 4th inning. There's no clock except for a pitch clock, but as far as a strike zone clock, there's no clock. This is not football where you can kind of run the clock out.
Yep.
Hockey, skate around a little bit. Basketball, dribble and take your time between shots. You got to throw it over the little White House and you got to compete to the end. And that's why this game is never over until it's over.
I think all you have to do is just look back 1 year ago. These two teams met in the Sunday of last year's College Park Regional. And whoever won that game advanced to the regional final a year ago to face UConn. That was the team that actually ended up winning that regional. So Wake Forest takes a big lead against this Maryland team. Yes, they met last year in the regional of 2022. Maryland comes back from 4 runs down. They score 6 runs in the 8th inning of that game. Ultimately knock Wake Forest out. Not to the losers, elimination. They knocked them out of the tournament, ended their season. Foul tipped into the mitt, and so Dean retires the side in order.
There's that changeup that we talked about. He's going to feature that a lot more, I believe, in the rest of this game.
It's 6-1. Approaching midnight in Winston-Salem. Late start, 4 hour and 45 minute delay due to inclement weather. Here's our bracket. Winner advances to the regional final. The first game would be tomorrow at 6 Eastern of that regional final, with, of course, a potential Game 7 the following day. Meanwhile, the loser faces George Mason, who knocked Northeastern out of the field earlier today. It feels like a couple days ago at this point. And that game would be at noon Eastern. So, look, if you end up playing in that game tomorrow at noon, you've got to win twice to force a Game 7. So we have the head coach of these Wake Forest Demon Deacons, Tom Walter. Coach, we appreciate you stopping by for a moment. Rhett Lowder has been terrific. How would you describe his start?
Just outstanding. You know, sharp early. That first inning came out, was electric on both sides of the plate. Obviously hung the one slider to LaRussa, but otherwise like what I see.
How about your offensive approach so far, Coach?
Yeah, really good. Justin Johnson, Pierce Bennett been having great at-bats. Brock had a big at-bat in the first. And, you know, again, pushed across 4 in the first and then 2 more. I'd like to get his pitch count up a little more and see if we can get in the bullpen here soon.
Well, look at his. I was going to say, I would love your discipline with 2 strikes in that first inning.
Absolutely. Oh, boy, Brock.
Yep. Well, he's got another one here, Coach. You guys have come out, even despite the near 5-hour delay, you guys have come out with quite a bit of energy, so good luck the rest of the way.
Thanks, guys. Hope we can sustain it.
Get your caffeine in for the last few hours.
We're all caffeinated. We're ready to go.
So 5-3 put out. Hakopian is retired to begin the 5th. And so Matt Woods takes a strike. Tom Walter, I mean, he's created a monster this year. This iteration of Wake Forest Demon Deacons baseball. They've got the #1 pitching staff in America that's based on ERA. Also, you know, their 4 starters have 4 of the best strikeout to walk ratios in the nation as well. Called third strike. 8 punch-outs for Rhett Lowder. I think he's going for his teammate's mark. Seth Keener struck out 13 yesterday in 7 innings.
Could be right about that.
Yeah, I don't know if that
could be right about that.
If that season mark is safe. That's the most strikeouts for any Wake pitcher this season in a game. With 2 away, this is Jacob Orr.
Devastating. 0-0 changeup. Lots of movement. This looks like it has split action to it.
This one's bounced over to short. Houston's got it for the final out. Rhett Lowder has faced 1 over the minimum. With 8 strikeouts, he's dealing. A 1, 2, 3, 4. Bottom 5, Wake 6, Maryland 1. Rob Vaughn is in his 6th season as the head coach at College Park. Coach, we appreciate you taking a moment to join us here. Hey, unique circumstances. We go 4 hours, 45-minute delay. Now, we mentioned it before. There's not a traditional clubhouse here at this park for the visiting team. I mean, how would you describe just that 5-hour gap for your team? How'd you guys stay ready?
Well, there was a game of Mafia going on for about 4 hours in there. There was a game of Foursquare going on. It was a little crazy in there, but we hung out. We hung in there, and we were ready to go. You know, they came out and punched us in the mouth early, and we got dang Noah Syndergaard on the mound right now, so we just got to keep competing with him.
Coach, what's the adjustment with Lowder? What do you think? What do we have to do here to have some success?
We need him to start throwing some balls for one, I think. He's just good, man. We knew he was good. He's mixing pitches. It's tons of strikes. He's elite, man. There's a reason he's pitching at a 1.9 and it's 13-0. He's one of the best pitchers in college baseball, and he's got his good stuff tonight. So we just got to compete with him. You know, I think the crowd's doing a good job. They've got energy tonight, and we just got to come out and keep competing. I mean, Dean's giving us a chance, and a couple good swings here, and we maybe got a chance at this thing.
Okay, Coach. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thanks, boys.
Yeah, Dean's retired 5 in a row. So it's allowing a couple of the extra base hits in the 3rd. And you said it, Coach said it. Hey, we're halfway through, but we still have another half of baseball here in a sense.
I like the sequencing the last few innings with Dean. I like the front to back.
What's the difference?
So he's using his changeup, and his fastball execution has improved. So he's basically jamming the brake on that car and then speeding up, jamming the brake, speeding up. And that's hard to hit versus breaking ball. You know, really good hitters, you're not getting them out with a breaking ball. It just doesn't happen if you have a great elite hitter with a great approach. The changeup is the equalizer. He has to stay with that.
It was the 4 first-inning runs, and then, as I mentioned, 2 in the 3rd for Wake. Brock Wilken, the cleanup man, swings and just plotters that one back up the box. That's a base hit. Lambros over to cut it off. That one stung.
Fastball away, heater away, great approach through the middle. We call that TTM. That's a clinic.
So it's the hair, right? The Noah Syndergaard. Let's not forget.
The flow always has something to do with it.
I wish
I had the flow, but used to have the flow. The flow is gone. But Lowder has the flow.
Noah Syndergaard circa,
look at that.
Like 8 years ago, though.
Oh, yeah. Clevenger, Josh Hader.
When was the last cut? That's several years in the making there. Justin Johnson lets that one go. The count's 2-0.
No, that's big league hair. That's show hair, they call that.
Well, see, Rob Vaughn should know all about Syndergaard. Oh, boy, I think he's... I was going to say Houston. Syndergaard's a Texas guy, that's for sure. Vaughn from Houston. Syndergaard might be a Dallas guy. All those great years with the Mets.
Josh Hader.
Yeah.
The top closer in the big leagues. Show hair, 98-mile-an-hour fastball, power slider.
All Rob Vaughn has done is just continue raising the profile of the Maryland program. So he and John Sheff arrived back in 2013. They spent a couple of years together. They were both assistants at Kansas State. That's where Vaughn played. 3-1 is on the way. And Justin Johnson's going to have to go collect the bat. So Sheff gets the job before the 2013 season at Maryland. Vaughn was ready to go take a junior college job. Then he gets a call from Sheff and says, hey, do you want to come out here and take a peek around? He goes, am I a candidate for the job? Sheff says yes. And he goes, when I get out there, I'm staying. I'm in. 3-2 is bounced through the left side. That's a base hit. Wilkin up to second. Johnson aboard. He's 3 for 3.
He is no longer the X factor. He is the factor.
He's got the it factor.
Yes, he does. Boy, he just plays the game the right way. He's tough. The pitch before was down. Didn't faze him at all.
He's 5 for 7 in this regional with a walk. And so, if I can do this, his last 4 at-bats, he's hit for the cycle. That 4th at-bat, though, was yesterday. I know that doesn't quite count, but I'm going to try to carry it over here. Pierce Bennett takes a first pitch strike.
He's tough. I mean, he's tough. He's got a great mental game, fundamental game, defensively, and offensively. His approach is outstanding.
Bennett's 2 for 2 as well, and he's driven in 2 runs, so the table's set again. Dean is approaching 95 pitches on the mound. You look at the numbers for Bennett.
Only the 5th inning, 95 pitches.
Yep. Well, he faced 8 hitters in the first. Bennett bunts. LaRusso has to charge. Fields it clean. Got it. That moves the runners over.
Wow, nice bunt. Drag bunt. Try to get a drag bunt and a base hit, but did the job moving the runners. Fundamentally sound. Make that third baseman field the ball. Well done.
Vaughn walking out to the mound. After 95 pitches. That's all for Dean. Wake Forest with a 5-run lead, but threatening again. Just 1 out in the 5th.
ACC PM with Mark Packer and Taylor Tannenbaum. Our weekdays at 4 Eastern right here on the ACC Network and on the ESPN app as well. Plenty to discuss once Monday rolls around. Hey, by the way, we're officially into Sunday.
Wow. Good Sunday. Let's go.
We're off to a great start. So is Wake Forest. 5-run lead as we continue the bottom of the 5th inning. New pitcher on the mound, Nick Dean. He is out after 4 1/3. Nigel Belgrave is making his 28th appearance of the season, a 4-0 record and a 5.67 ERA.
Great fastball, 92-96. Power slider, 79-83. And he really, really throws a nice little cutter also. Very, very talented young man.
Coming from a different vantage point and angle in a sense. He's 6'4", has those long arms and wingspan. Redshirt sophomore from Auburn, Massachusetts. Faces Bennett Lee. Finds the outside corner for a strike. Wake Forest has a pair of runners on. Already with a 5-run cushion. And so Rob Vaughn strategically goes to the pen after Nick Dean had thrown his 95th pitch. The starter is now out in the 5th inning. 96 on the gun.
Big arm, Fitzy. Yeah. Big arm.
Batter did not offer.
That is power stuff. 86 mile an hour, cutterish, short slider. 96-mile-an-hour fastball.
Whew. And the key is finding the zone for Belgrave. He pitched last week against Nebraska at the Big Ten tournament. Walked 3 batters, didn't record it out. And that appearance in Omaha last week. And this walk loads the bases. And it sends Danny Corona, the number 8 hitter, to the plate in a spot to really break this one open. Wake Forest and Maryland. Both won yesterday. Both with a chance to get to the regional final with a win today. A mighty swing from Corona on the first offering. But he comes up empty. The count's 0-1.
Huge moment right here in this game. Wake looking for some separation.
Corona pulls it through the right side. That's a base hit. 1 run is in. Johnson gets the hold at third. 7-1 in the 5th. I mean, Wake Forest just keeps capitalizing with runners
Get the
on.
head out, young man. Fastball, pulled in the 4-hole. Nice job. Look at the water coming up on that ball.
Yeah, it's the turf field, so you don't have to put a tarp on, of course.
It's still very wet out there.
Yeah. It rained for a couple of hours. Now it's Merrick Houston. Takes that one away. The rain finally started maybe 7:45, a few minutes before 8 o'clock. And it rained for a good 2 hours. Never terribly heavy, but it was just pretty moderate, steady rain.
With lightning in the area also.
Oh yeah, we had some pretty significant strikes in the area here. That's at the knees for a called first strike. 98 that time. Yeah. Belgrave.
Wow.
So
Big arm.
Yep.
Like you said, Fitzy, though, it's the real arm. It has to get over the plate for it to do damage.
That Schliger, yeah, some decent work there to backhand that one.
Yeah, nice play. These 3-ball counts. You're 50-50 getting on base. On a 3-ball count, on average in college baseball, 500 on base percentage.
Fouled back.
Try to avoid those 3-ball counts as a pitcher at all cost.
With the bases full and a 6-run lead, Houston, the freshman from Nokomis, Florida, waits, swings, bounces it through the middle, a base hit. This will bring 2 runs home. Wake Forest just keeps coming at you. It's a rampage. 9-1.
Really nice approach right there. That was that little cutter. Takes it right back through the middle. TTM. That's how it's done. Here it is.
They are flying high right now. And are we going to have our second pitching change of the inning? Here comes Vaughn out to the mound. Belgrave faces 3.
This is an impressive offensive explosion by the Deeks.
9 runs, 10 hits, and we're not yet done with 5. They've busted this one wide open. Never a good sign when you have to make a couple of pitching changes in one inning, and so this is the second time Rob Vaughn has gone to the bullpen. Logan Ott comes out. That's the junior from Pennsylvania. Replaces Nigel Belgrave, who faced 3, but didn't retire any of those 3 hitters. So there's still 2 Deeks on the base paths, and the score has gone a bit sideways here in the 5th. It's a 3-run inning for Wake Forest, and there's only 1 out. Back to the top of the order, Tommy Hawk is up for the 4th time. He's 0 for 3, so everybody but Hawk has now reached safely in the first 5 innings. A 350 hitter this year and an all-conference selection. Watches as the count even up.
Fit to 84, 86 mile-an-hour fastball, 72 to 76 breaking ball, changeup at 76 to 80. 3-pitch mix, lots of off speed.
The 22nd appearance of the year for Ott, who just needs to steady things.
Coach Vaughn bringing Ott in for a different look on the left side, change it up a little bit.
You've got Hawk, and then Kurtz is in the hole now. Count goes full. And I should say Hawk and Kurtz both left-handed hitters. There's 3 of them in the Wake Forest order.
Fitzy, here's that 3-ball count we talk about. It's a 50-50 split. Opponents have a good chance of getting on.
There's a walk.
Again.
So Wake has loaded the bases again.
Right, we had a 3-ball through the middle, 2-out RBI. Now we have a 3-ball walk. Obviously, you can't go from 2 balls to 4 balls. You have to get the 3 first. But, boy, when you get to those 3-ball counts, you have a 50% chance of getting on base.
Yeah, they are relentless this inning. Costello about to step in. Wake Forest has gone single, single. Sacrifice bunt. That's the only out. Costello tried to tap that one down. Bounces back to the backstop.
Wow, interesting. Bases loaded. 1 out. To a little push bunt right there for a hit.
And why not?
Really cool.
And then the last 4 Deeks have reached base. That's just outside. Well, that's everybody. All 9 in the order have successfully reached, and all by the 5th inning for Wake Forest. Costello hacks that one foul off to the right.
We're still 1 pitch away right here from Maryland. 1 pitch away from getting out of this.
With 3 runs in, they need it. We'll do the 1-2 again. Maryland won all 4 games last week out in Omaha in the Big Ten tournament to claim the championship. The program's first ever conference tournament title. And Ott strikes out Costello for the 2nd out.
Nice off-speed pitch right there. A little busy ball going on with that
pitch. But Ott has to go through the slugger, Nick Kurtz, to officially get out of this 5th.
Lightning, then possibly thunder. We want to kind of stay away from lightning, though, the rest of the
we've seen plenty of it.
Thunder.
Bounces that one right back to the mound. Ott gets him to hit that one off the end of the bat. Inning is over. Wake Forest bats around, scores 3 runs. It is 9-1 after 5. Winner to the regional final tomorrow.
He's coming up like that.
You are watching the NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One. Officially after midnight. And Wake Forest has just been relentless at the plate tonight. 9 runs, 10 hits. The man of the hour back on the mound. That is Rhett Lowder. He has faced 1 over the minimum. That's it. The only batter to reach circled the bases. That was Nick LaRusso, who went yard against the ACC Pitcher of the Year. So he hasn't pitched out of the stretch yet. No one's been on base against Lowder. He's got plenty of run support. But he has just been the dominant, the extraordinary right-hander this year. Counts now 1-2 strikes to Elijah Lambros. It's 8, 9, and 1 in the order due up for the Terps.
He's been in all-out attack mode with 3 pitches so far in this game. Any count, any pitch, attacking the strike zone. You're looking at a high first-round pick here. A high first-round pick. The Major League team that picks him can plop him right into the rotation, in my opinion, within 30 days if they'd like.
Wow.
But with all the innings he's thrown in college baseball, if they do go deep, they'll probably rest him, give him this summer to recover, and then pop him in there next year.
His 1.69 ERA, second best in the country. And so he becomes the first ACC pitcher to win the ACC Pitcher of the Year award in back-to-back seasons since it happened in 2010, 2011. That was Virginia's Danny Holtzen.
An All-American.
Yep.
Outstanding pitcher.
One, two. Lambros way out ahead of it. He fools him. 9 strikeouts. 1 away in the 6th.
Pulled the string with the changeup.
Well, here you go. You're not the only one who believes it. Kylie McDaniel, he is our ESPN MLB insider, also our draft expert, who is ranking the players projected in the first round who are appearing in this tournament. There are 2 on display right here in this game.
And there are high-ranking professional scouts here. I'm talking about scouting directors, national cross-checkers are here in the stands. Saw them earlier today. With the performance tonight, could he go up the draft board higher than where he's projected? Good possibility of that.
Matt Shaw, the other name you saw there, he is on deck. I should say in the hole now. Kevin Keister's at the plate. Number 9 hitter.
We have 4 potential first-round picks on the field right now.
He's fallen behind in the count. 3-0, though, is center cut for a strike. Well,
3 in this year's draft and 1 in next year's draft.
It feels like the magnitude of the moment for Lowder is only going to grow as this postseason continues. Again, Wake certainly a heavy favorite to get back to Omaha. Wait a miss. He comes back from a 3-0 count to retire Keister.
88-mile-an-hour breaking ball. Filthy. Filthy. My comp for his breaking ball, take a look at this. The pitcher in the big leagues that throws a breaking ball like that for me, Charlie Morton.
Yeah.
2-time World Series champion. He's got one of the best in the big leagues.
3rd time this season, Lowder has struck out 10. Here's Luke Schliger. Tone setter, 59-game on-base streak for Maryland. Where's that number 3 jersey, which is certainly a significant one for this Terps program?
Stings that foul.
Yeah, represents the 3 pillars. Rob Vaughn talked about how important that is. Number 1, ownership. Number 2, toughness. Number 3, a growth mindset. It's a big deal there. Huge deal. Got the idea from the East Carolina system with Keith LeClaire, guys wearing 23. Really, really important to their program. Those 3 pillars are huge.
And so then, again, the player that wears the number 3 embodies all that the most. The Maryland mission, in a sense. All right, BMO, he's going for 11. Rocking back and forth, winds. And that missed off the outside edge.
Maybe a little up, maybe a little out. Very, very close.
Schliger's got a second chance. What does he do with it? Swing and a miss. It's 11.
Power changeup.
You like that?
I do. The equalizer, the power changeup.
He's got 11 and counting. Back at the Winston-Salem Regional, this is our bracket thus far. Maryland down 9-1, getting deeper into this game. So Wake Forest, if it wins, it advances to the regional final. That would be tomorrow at 6 Eastern. Here is our latest update, just based on this one going past midnight. After a nearly 5-hour weather delay, we finally got started at 10:45 Eastern. Tomorrow's first game of the day moved back 2 hours. Was supposed to start at 12 noon. Instead, we will go loser of this one against George Mason at 2 Eastern, and then that rolls right into your regional final. So the winner of that game at 2 Eastern tomorrow, which, look, you see the score in the top left corner there. If not for a pretty substantial rally, we may know where this is going. The loser of this game is going to have to would then have to play tomorrow at 2. And then it's just doubleheader style. You roll right into the regional final if you win.
This is the key game in this format. This is the key game, of course, because it's a tough road if you lose this game tomorrow.
Rake Forest continues to rake. Brock Wilkin, excuse me, pops that one up down the line. It drops foul between Woods and Keister. Keister ran a long way there.
So much room in foul territory on both sides of this field. You know, usually your walls kind of angle back toward the foul poles. Not here at Wake Forest. You have a lot of outs in foul territory.
Yeah, they stays pretty parallel to the chalk lines. This is Logan Ott's first full inning of work, by the way. But yeah, this game became that much more significant after the delay, because you just have a much shorter of a turnaround now as we push deeper past midnight.
Wilkin really fighting the 2 strikes right here. Talked about his 2-strike approach. Chokes up a little bit, gets off the knob, a little wider base.
Struck him out. Wow. So 1 away in the 6th inning.
Good pitch. Good stuff. Strikes out the All-American right there. Impressive. Breaking ball down in the strike zone. Got beneath the barrel. Just a quality pitch.
There's Johnson, who's 3 for 3 today. So he's got the single, he's got the double, he's got the triple. He left the 2 homers back in yesterday's game. So he is 1 blast away from the cycle. It's not like he hasn't hit him this year, 15.
And like we said, he's no longer the X factor. He is the factor. What a tournament so far. Steps up and plays Power 5 baseball at the ACC level, now in the tournament, and he's having a better season than he ever has at Lafayette.
This is his breakthrough season for sure. He's a redshirt senior, so he's experienced, he's older. Again, you have to hit on those transfers in the portal. Oh, wow. This may be it. Johnson sends this one out to right. To the warning track, though. Woods tracks it down. That is very close to where he went yard yesterday, the first of his 2 home runs in the 12-0 win against George Mason.
He's got that beautiful short little stroke, stays inside, hits the ball right center to the left center gap. It's gap to gap. He's on the baseball. Just a sound, fundamentally sound swing.
Tom Walter talked a lot to us about this yesterday, about finding the right guys in that portal. Pierce Bennett waxed that one through the left side for a base hit. So it's not just trying to find the most talented players. I mean, you really need to find the guys that are going to fit. You hear it all the time. In your system, in your clubhouse, with the veterans, the foundation that's already laid. You know, if you get a couple of guys that maybe don't quite fit, it might end up hurting you more than it does help you. And here are the notable transfers.
I mean, look at that. Those are impactful players right there.
Yeah, and we forget about Sullivan. Yeah, and he comes over from Northwestern.
Yeah.
True sophomore. Has been a staple and one of the best pitchers in the ACC. Here's another example, Bennett Lee, the Tulane guy.
Think about this team without the new rule, fairly new rule of the transfer portal. You can enter the transfer portal with no penalty and be immediately eligible. Without that new rule, is this team #1 in the country? I say no. These guys have come in, made a huge impact, not only on the field physically, but also with the culture in the clubhouse.
Inning over. Ott strikes out a pair. And it's a quiet bottom of the 6th for the Demon Deacons. They still lead it by 8. This has been a impressive start to this tournament for Wake Forest, the #1 overall team in the field, the ACC champs. These two have surgically diced up their opponents. Yesterday's starter, Seth Keener, struck out 13, a single-game high for any Wake pitcher this year. Rhett Lowder says, give me the ball, not so fast. I'm going to track you down here. Look, he's got 11, 6 innings in.
Well, here's what he's done. 12 pitches in the first, 11 in the second, 9 in the third, 14 in the fourth, 8 in the fifth, 18 in the sixth, 72 pitches, 74% strikes. Are you kidding me? Elite is 67%. Elite.
It's pretty good.
74% strikes.
It's pretty good there.
That's 3-pitch mix.
1-1 to Matt Shaw's foul back.
He is just special.
Well, and he
Rob Vaughn said that.
Yeah.
In his interview. He's special. What do you got, Fitzy?
Well, and he's doing it against a very potent, very prolific Maryland lineup. It has been one of the best in the country. They're top 5 in the nation in slugging percentage, on base percentage. Won the Big Ten after winning 42 games this year. Now, can he best Keener and do it in 7 innings? Shaw has bounced out twice against the stud Rhett Lowder.
When you're looking at a team with over 125 home runs, I mean, it's a great offense with great players.
Well, Shaw has not hit it very hard today, but he has put it into play. That throw is wide. Shaw's going to wind up at second base. Lowder is going to pitch with a runner on for the first time today. It comes in the 7th inning. They might give Shaw a base hit there, and maybe the error gets him to set.
That's definitely a base hit and a throwing error. What you want to do on that as a third baseman is you want to create a window that's up the first base line, because that ball's going to tail a lot arm side. And that window right there was thrown right at the bag, so the ball's going to tail too much into foul territory, and that's a problem.
So it is a base hit and then E5. And so Shaw's at second. Nick LaRusso went yard last time up against Lowder.
95 on the black, down and away.
So remember, though, Bobby, the story goes, Wake Forest goes and starts recruiting the aforementioned Seth Keener first, who's from 25 minutes away up in Pilot Mountain, North Carolina. And Keener, he had played, on the travel ball circuit with Rhett Lowder. He's the one who implored the coaching staff, you've got to go take a look at this guy Lowder, who's down in Albemarle, which is a small town of about 15,000 an hour south of Winston-Salem. They get a look out of him. They're sold. He has just evolved into the nation's best in his 3 years here. LaRusso takes that one low, so the count goes full.
The crazy thing about recruiting is that happens a lot, where you go look for another guy that you're supposed to go see, and all of a sudden you see a guy while you're watching that game or that showcase, and you like a Lowder better than the guy you went to see. And that's happened so many times in my career and my friend's career. I've talked to Brian O'Connor about that. I've talked to J.D. Ardiega about that at Miami. Turtle Thomas back in the day, one of the great recruiting coordinators at Miami and LSU. That's what happens. It's baseball.
You found a couple of All-Americans back in the day. Oh, the 3-2 is a towering fly out to left. Is there enough yard? This one's going. Gone! Another blast for LaRusso. 2 today, 3 in the tournament.
Does he have a joystick and he's just playing a video game? Because his numbers are ridiculous. This man can hit, and he hits well.
It's now 9-3. 104 RBIs on the year.
Fastball, missed his spot, was trying to go away. You saw Lee reaching back toward LaRusso, and he made him pay.
.26, so he's one behind Brock Wilken.
What a great swing.
Yep.
That's what the great ones do. They hit mistakes. That ball was supposed to be down and away, was more middle, inner, up. He gets the head out and hits it out of the ballpark.
1-0 to Ian Petrutz is just away. So he has taken Lowder deep twice. LaRusso, the redshirt senior from Monroe, Connecticut. Base is empty again, still nobody out. And so Lowder is up to 87 pitches.
Well, just like that, Fitzy, you're at a 6-run game. You say 6-run game, this yard, Maryland's offense, not that far away from, you know, getting back in this thing.
Hey,
making it a close game.
Nobody out. Count goes full to Petrutz. Here's the payoff. Stung foul.
What a great at-bat. Fouling pitches off, taking borderline pitches. Here's that 3-ball count we talk about. The factor with Lowder is he can throw any pitch in this count.
Petrutz keeps fighting off these pitches. Don't forget about Maryland's cleanup hitter from Mantua, New Jersey. All Big Ten second team selection. He went yard 13 times this season as well.
He's seen every pitch, every type of pitch that Lowder throws.
What does he have now? This is inside. So Maryland has another base runner still with nobody out.
The rare walk from Rhett Lowder.
And so now there's a meeting on the mound momentarily. The former Maryland pitching coach, Corey Mascara.
Great friends with head coach Rob Vaughn. Says he talks to him almost every single day. They get on the phone for hours, talk about their teams, share ideas, get creative on the phone about how to solve problems, get better, learn. That's the way it works.
And so there's Massey. Getting ready in the bullpen. Massey and Cam Manassi. Similar sounding names, similar good stuff. They are two of the most reliable arms out of the Wake Forest bullpen.
Well, the dynamic out of the bullpen. Massey will be in this game soon. Probably trying to get through this inning with Lowder, and then Massey for the 8th.
Eddie Hakopian bunts that one. It's trickling down the line. It's foul.
Great idea. Like it. Maryland needs base runners. The more base runners you get on, the home runs that they hit, one swing, could be 3 more runs to cut this deficit in half.
Hakopian slugs that one into left. It's a base hit. Maryland's got 2 on, and the first 4 have reached against Lowder in the 7th.
It's a great job of hitting. Didn't try to do too much. Barrel, line drives matter. Line drives still matter in 2023. Everyone talks about all the launch angle stuff. It's a nice little line drive base hit.
This is Matt Woods, who watches that one bounce at the turf.
Fitzy, Matt Woods has 11 home runs. So one swing, this deficit could go from 6 to 3 for the Maryland Terrapins.
Bennett Lee is walking quite slowly out to the mound. It's got that, yeah, you got the pitch communication in the left ear, or the communication with the staff, and so Lowder is coming out. Here comes Tom Walter. He will certainly earn quite a salute from this crowd when he ultimately exits and disappears into the bullpen. Michael Massey is coming on. 11 strikeouts in 6 innings for Lowder, but there is work to be done in the 7th. Rhett Lowder struck out 11 over 6 innings, pitches into the 7th, has allowed a couple of runs here, but outside of that, he has done some splendid work. The ACC Pitcher of the Year. He is, though, on the bench. He's been taken out. And so in comes Michael Massey, the sophomore from Georgia. Has been one of the reliable arms out of the bullpen for Wake Forest. 24th appearance, Bobby. He's 3-0 with a 2.72 ERA, and the strikeout rate is absurd. 66 in a little more than 36 innings.
Yeah, Massey's the real deal. Here's what you've got. Short arm circle. They've redesigned him. He was averaging fastball of 90 to 91 miles an hour last year in college baseball. Comes to Wake Forest. Now he's 93 to 96 with an Invisiball. I mean, his slider is ridiculous. You'll see here in a second.
Yep.
86 to 88 power breaking ball.
They went to work in that pitching lab.
Sure did.
Matt Woods, who saw one pitch from Lowder, is back in the box against a different right-hander. Woods struck out twice looking against Lowder. 2 of the 11 for the ace. And it counts 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And there's that slider. Really, really tight breaking ball.
it really does look like a typo. 66 strikeouts in 36 1/3. With 2 on and nobody out. 1-2. Maryland could not have asked for a better start this inning. The first 4 have reached. Nick LaRusso took Lowder deep for a second time tonight. The 2-run blast has Maryland back within 6th. Loser of this game plays the first game tomorrow. Winner to the regional final. Check swing. Looked like he went. Yes, he did. 1 away. Woods is out. Jacob Orr is coming up.
Again, that's the power slider we talked about. It is just a devastating pitch. Here it is, down in the strike zone. You see fastball. It tunnels with his fastball and then disappears below the barrel.
Batters are hitting just 169 this year.
Oh, yeah.
Against Massey.
It is elite.
First pitch at 94. Misses away. Wave and a miss, strike 1. Foul tip back, and so Massey has 2 strikes on the hitter. The Tulane transfer, working with his former teammate down in New Orleans, Bennett Lee. He has transformed his game this year into a dominant reliever.
We're talking about those transformations with Mike McFerrin in the pitching lab 2 days ago. Here's what they did. They shortened his arm circle. He had a long arm swing. They shortened that up, created more hand speed there, and then paired that with his lower half, shortening his stride to get that energy to work off the ground into his hand, created a more explosive pitcher. And there's your result right there. 94-mile-an-hour fastball, power breaking ball. The angle is better. The hand speed's better. Wow, what an operation that they did with this kid. Fantastic. They're like doctors down there.
Oh, they're mad scientists.
Yes,
How impressed were you, by the way? So, like, when we say lab, like, it very much is that. There are biomechanical motion capturing cameras, dozens of them, all over, surrounding their turf mound, which is down the left field line attached to their clubhouse. First pitch to Lambros. There we go. We're peeking in there into the lab. It's McFerrin. You got Chris Lewis coding all the numbers. Will Craig heavily involved as well.
I love how Moose came up with Coatsy.
Corey Mascara.
Coatsy. They do some very innovative cutting-edge stuff down there.
Well, they use the numbers and just try to get every pitcher's body moving the right way so they can maximize what they can do with each pitch.
And this is Massey is a tremendous example of how you transfer that technology and that knowledge, okay, the brain trust down there, where there's 4 minds working to transfer it into performance right now and throughout the whole year on the field. You're talking about a fastball that was 90-91. Now he's averaging 94-95 miles an hour, touching 6 and 7.
3-1 is in the dirt. So the bases are loaded. Lambros. He reaches base for the first time this weekend. Extending the inning. One that started with the first 4 Terps reaching.
Now, no matter how great your stuff is, you're on that edge of the cliff with those 3-ball counts.
Yep.
You want to stay away from those. And then you get a walk right there because of it.
Kevin Keister, the junior, awaits the first offering, takes a hack at it, comes up empty. Keister's the 2-year starter from Smyrna, Delaware. It's been red hot. He's hit safely in 18 of his last 21. And he's hitting .444 with the bases loaded.
Massey just falling off a little bit. He's got to get his direction toward the target a little bit better. His posture's kind of opening up. He's very pumped up. Close that front side down and get to the target like that. Sometimes you get a little excited and you try to put a little bit too much into it. Your front shoulder flies and your weight goes toward the first base line. He stays right there. He's going to be just fine.
He struck him out. Wake Forest strands the bases loaded. Massey comes out of the pen and he strikes out 3.
That's electric stuff right there, Fitzy.
It's 9-3, middle of the 7th. Coverage of our NCAA Regionals weekend continues around all 16 sites tomorrow on ESPN Plus and the ESPN app. For more information, visit ncaa.com. Exciting scores from around the country. How about the 4 seed in Auburn? The Penn Quakers have advanced to the regional final tomorrow. They are in the driver's seat. New pitcher
against the Samford Bulldogs.
4 against 3.
Tony David getting it done down in Auburn.
Here's Nate Haberthier. He's on the mound now for Maryland. 2-3 record, 7.99 ERA. Bottom of the 7th. And so you start looking around. Is Wake Forest going to be that next 1 seed to advance to a regional final? The crowd certainly let out a roar, but Danny Corona does not leave the yard with that one. First pitch swinging, and Haberthier has it out.
He's been a starter for them in the past. 88-93, fastball, slider, changeup. Good mix. Really knows what he's doing. Ohio State transfer. So interesting that he transfers within the Big Ten. Ooh, Houston, that didn't feel good.
No, it didn't. Houston just got hit. Got Jeff Strom out there, the athletic trainer.
Longtime trainer, was the actual trainer when I was coaching here. A while back.
He's been here a while.
21 years ago, 22 years ago, he was the trainer, and he still is the trainer. And the cool thing about this situation with Jeff is his son is going to be a Demon Deacon next year. He's a left-handed pitcher that is coming to Wake Forest to play baseball. How cool is that? He grew up around the program. Local product. His dad has been here for over 20 years, and now he's going to play for the Demon Deacons.
The next generation.
So cool.
Going to put on the same colors. Tom Walter's son is on this roster as well.
All in the family.
Houston.
Jeff does a great job. It's outstanding. One of the best.
Houston, a tough freshman. Going to stay in this game. Where does it hit? Wow, did that one hit the funny bone?
Yeah, I'm saying funny bone right off the elbow.
Yeah, you get
that weird feeling, tingling. Yeah.
It's not like bumping into the kitchen counter. That's a fastball coming in at 92.
Yeah.
Left hand might still be tingly.
Oh, yeah.
Wake Forest has advanced to a super regional just twice. Now, way back in the day, it won the national championship in 1955. A little different format, postseason format. 6 decades later, where you got to win a few more games, but you know, one of those times Wake advanced, you were here at 99 team as the associate head coach. And Hawk, by the way, gets ahead of the hitter, the pitcher this time. The count's 2-0. I mean, how would you describe that run and the parallels to this dominant season for the Deacs?
Well, there were a lot of great players in that era. We were very blessed to have a lot of quality people in the program at that time. Great leadership within the program. Coach Greer, Hall of Fame head coach. And we had a lot of big leaguers, first-round picks, All-Americans. I believe there's 7 Hall of Fame Wake Forest baseball players from that era. 7. It's a lot. And several of those guys played in the big leagues. So I would say it's similar. Obviously, that team was never #1. That program at that time got up to #2 in 2002, but did not make it to Omaha. So to get Tom Walter's team through this regional, through the super regional, would be unbelievable and awesome. And they haven't done that since Arnold Palmer walked around this campus. Think about that.
Was he still drinking the lemonade and the iced tea, or you know, mixing it together?
Arnie's Army.
So Walter this year wins ACC Coach of the Year. First to do it since Greer won that award 20 years prior. Wow. Haberthier is struggling to find the zone. He's hit 2 batters. Costello is now aboard. Plus, he just walked Hawk. And the bags are full of Demon Deacons.
I believe that was a changeup that got away. Went arm side. I'd like to see that again. And right in the tricep.
Did he catch it?
He caught the ball. Oh, there it is.
And did it go through the jersey?
Oh, breaking ball. It didn't break.
Look what I found.
That is amazing. Are you kidding me?
You know,
he caught the baseball.
The numbers and letters, they're heavier on that uniform when they get stitched in. So maybe that helped slow the momentum. And then he just crunched it with his arm.
I have an ESPN not the top 10 nominee right there. He caught the baseball.
I say that's impressive. I want it on both lists then. Nick Kurtz is up.
Has anything ever been on both lists? Wow. And now we're bases loaded.
Just tucked it right in there. Shows it off. Says, hey, look at this. Count's got 3-0, by the way, to Kurtz. So Haberthier has really got to buckle down here. It's a 9-3 game. Look, Wake Forest, Maryland just scored twice in the top half of this inning. And
going green light, Fitzy, on 3-0.
Took it low, gets the RBI out of it. Now it's 10-3. Didn't give him anything there. Brock Wilkin is coming up. Bases still juiced.
Doesn't get any easier right here.
And Rob Vaughn is going to the bullpen. It has been one of those evenings. After 1 a.m. Eastern time now in Winston-Salem. Maryland has been playing from behind since the opening inning. Another pitching change. Caleb Estes is coming on. Tonight's Capital One rewarding performance. Rhett Lowder, the two-time ACC Pitcher of the Year, struck out 11 over 6+ innings. Now, in the first 6 frames, he faced one over the minimum, ran into a little trouble in the 7th, gave up a 2-run home run before he was taken out. Michael Massey came in and finished the job that inning. His 7th 10+ strikeout game of his career.
He's really good.
He and Corey Mascara break it down.
That's my
latest
that's
outing.
my breakdown of him. He's really good at baseball.
You're not wrong. Meanwhile, Maryland, they're sinking right now in this game of winners from yesterday. This is the 2nd appearance of the year for Caleb Estes. He's a 6'3" freshman. He's a converted shortstop. They actually list him as an infielder on the roster page. So
1 appearance.
Rob Vaughn's starting to play for tomorrow now, because Maryland, best case scenario is it would have to play twice tomorrow. Again, both of these teams won yesterday. Double elimination format. By the way, tomorrow is today. It's after 1 a.m.
Tomato, tomorrow.
At some point, we'll go to sleep. And who does Estes face? It's, again, the very dangerous Brock Wilken, junior from Valrico, Florida, who will be a pro in a little more than a month as well.
First rounder.
Yep. With the bases juiced, 1 away in the 7th. 1 run already in. And Wilken now waiting for something he can really perhaps tee off on. Estes pitched an inning against Maine on March 10th. That was nearly 3 months ago. Here he goes. Inside corner.
Ball might have been on the white line. Got a little help on that one, I think.
Wilkins hit 700 with the bases loaded. That one's way outside, so ball 4, and another run comes in. It's 11-3.
It's an interesting move. 1 appearance, 1 inning on the year.
JJ, Justin Johnson.
Single, double, triple, 2 RBIs. What a night. 3 for 4. 2 home runs last night.
He flew out to the warning track in right center in the 6th inning. We thought we were about to watch him officially clinch the cycle. And now you've got a pitcher in Estes who does not have much experience on the mound. He was the number 3 rated shortstop coming out of Maryland. Went to Archbishop Spalding. Very prominent private school in the Maryland area. Was the Baltimore Sun All-Metro Player of the Year a season ago. Tough situation to be thrust into, but Maryland is now playing for tomorrow. So if they can't mount the comeback, they only have 6 outs to work with here, and the deficit continues to grow, then it's going to face George Mason at 2 Eastern tomorrow, and that's our 2nd elimination game. 3-1. Ball 4. So both Haberthier and Estes have combined to walk the last 3 hitters, and all 3 of those situations has brought in a run. The bases remain loaded.
There are 3 plays in baseball that you cannot defend. A walk, a hit batter, and a home run. Now, home run, a wall's in the way, so you can't defend it. But a walk and a hit batter, gotta throw it in there. You gotta be able to throw that ball over the plate, and that's competing in the strike zone. Otherwise, it's very difficult because you can't defend it.
Nope, nothing you could do.
Now, the one that you hit over the wall, that one that you can't defend, that's why they pay those guys $400 million to do it a lot.
Yeah.
The Aaron Judges of the world, yeah. It's not easy.
Well, Aaron Judge demonstrated today he hits balls over the wall. He also runs through walls.
Yes, he does. We watched that during the rain delay.
First pitch to Pierce Bennett is in for a strike. That was between games of Pop Darts. Yeah, Pop Darts. That's the name of it.
Pop Dart.
The latest TikTok craze, sweeping the nation.
There you go.
So if you like cornhole, by the way, but maybe you don't quite have the craftsmanship to whittle your own cornhole boards, just go by the Pop Darts. It's kind of a similar game. You're throwing something at a target. There's a rip into center. That's down for a base hit. In comes Kurtz. Wilk into third. Johnson moves up a bag. Bennett makes it a 12-3 game in the seventh. It's a Congo line now, just passing the bat along. And Bennett Lee will be the 9th batter to the plate here in the 7th.
This is getting ugly. Tremendous approach, though. I mean, you still have to make contact. You still have to have a good approach through the middle. Walks and hitting the ball through the middle of the field. It's a fantastic combination offensively for the Deeks.
Wow, 10-run game now. This is a statement right now from Wake Forest. 164th meeting between these two. Remember, the old ACC rivals before Maryland moved on to the Big Ten before the 2015 season. Now, Wake Forest has won the large majority of these games. They've won nearly 2/3 of the battles in the history. But the latest game, Maryland won. That was almost 365 days ago. The Sunday elimination game of last year's College Park Regional. Wake Forest had a lead late in that game. It was a 5-3 ball game. And then Maryland scored 6 runs in the 8th. 2-1 is a little high.
Estes is having some issues with the pitch clock.
Yeah, the fans were calling for it.
0-1 a few times. The fans are really getting into having a countdown. It's almost like a shot clock in basketball.
Ball 4, wow. And they just can't stop it now. It's 14-3.
Impossible to defend.
Well, if this is going to happen, best to do it after 1 a.m. Tough inning for the Terps. And it's a 5 spot now for Wake. Estes is done. And Vaughn's going to the bullpen again. A pitching change in Winston-Salem. Well, let's take you around the country here. The number 16 seed in the field, Alabama, has won its 2 games, and so it is in its regional final, which is tomorrow at 9 Eastern. And so it will meet the winner of the Boston College Troy game, which is tomorrow as well. That is of note, particularly for the teams in this regional, because, look, the winner of these two in Tuscaloosa and Winston-Salem will meet in the Super Regionals.
Could be a huge matchup if Wake Forest does indeed move on and Alabama moves on. You've got the classic SEC-ACC matchup.
and they go head-to-head. Those two conferences have led the way the last several years, and they always are 1-2 in terms of number of teams they're sending to the NCAA tournament. Last year, they both sent 9. This year, the SEC gets 10 in. They've done that several times the last few years. The ACC sent 8.
College baseball is very, very strong in the South. Very strong. And on the East Coast.
Well, we had, what, 4 Sun Belt teams get in as well. But, boy, if you're looking at that score in the top left corner and you're raising your eyebrows, it's okay. We understand Wake Forest has batted around here. There's still only 1 out in the 7th inning where Maryland just can't get it out. This is actually the 4th pitcher on the mound this inning. Swing and a blast. This one's out to center. And Danny Corona will bring in a run. Brock Wilkin tags and scores. Make it Justin Johnson. Forgot to update my scorebook here. And a lot of base runners. 15-3.
What Coach Vaughn is trying to do is he's trying to use some of his down-the-line arms, younger players, get him some experience, and save his more experienced older arms. The way it's looking right now, the elimination game tomorrow, then you have to come back tomorrow evening and play Wake Forest in the championship game.
You've got to go. It's a straight doubleheader, so you're going to finish up that first game. Whoever wins rolls right into the regional final, where you'd have, what, 50 minutes between games? That's about it. This is Merrick Houston. He was hit the last time he was up. Facing Colucci here. Colucci, a freshman from Virginia. Now has 2 strikes on Houston, just trying to get out of this inning. 6 Wake Forest runs have scored. And so they have scored in every other inning. And they have been multiple runs in 4 innings in this game. 4 in the first, 2 in the third, 3 in the 5th, 6 and counting in the 7th. Wow. We did not expect this to be as one-sided as it is.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about the Big Ten champions.
Regular season and tournament.
Yeah, right. They clean sweep.
Yep.
And it's 15-3, not even through 7.
Back-to-back first-place finishes in the Big Ten. They have been the force of the conference the last few years, the kings of the Big Ten. That's a testament to what Vaughn and the staff have built the last few years. Today has just been an off day after the nearly 5-hour weather delay. That one's inside, so another walk. So 8 Wake Forest hitters have either walked or reached on a hit by pitch this inning. Wow. I mean, you don't see that often.
It's definitely not in the formula Coach Vaughn has brought to the yard today.
No. Just been an off day. It has definitely been a one-sided affair from the start. Wake Forest, again, scored 4 runs in the bottom of the first. They took a 4-0 lead. It was a tone-setting moment. Hawk bounces that one hard to second. Keister over to the bag, and the inning finally comes to a close. Wake Forest sends 12 hitters to the plate and scores 6 runs. 6 outs away from a regional final.
What's it, 42?
A 6 spot at the bottom of the 7th, and Wake Forest with a 15-3 lead heading to the 8th inning. It is in total command. And there is The foreshadowing of who is on the mound next. Joe Arriola replaces Michael Massey, who came out of the pen, struck out 3 in the 7th. The freshman from Malvern, New York, is on the mound for the 17th time this year. He's thrown 13 innings. He's punched out 16, and the ERA is at 4.85.
It's a 92-93, really good young arm. One of the future prospects in this program for the Deeks. 76, 77 curveball, features a slider and a changeup. Has a future in this program as a potential starter.
Top of the order up for Maryland. It's Luke Schliger, who is 0 for 3 today. There's definitely something, there's a bit of drama here for Schliger. He has reached base in 59 consecutive games, although not including today's 0 for 3. Bashes that one foul, so the count now evens 2 balls and 2 strikes. That is an absurd streak. He's been so reliable at the top of the order. He's hit .333 this year. See what he does against Arriola. The big hook misses upstairs.
He has a .521 on base percentage for the season. Wow.
Flip a coin. And the streak remains alive. So he works the walk. And Maryland gets the base runner on. We've definitely seen Rob Vaughn and the staff start shifting towards, okay, we got to look ahead to tomorrow, which is today. It's almost 1:30 here in Winston-Salem, 1:30 a.m. Matt Shaw coming up next. They took his hit away, by the way, from the 7th, so he's 0 for 3. Reached on an error and then scored on the LaRussa homer. Well, you take one away, and he says, I'm going to take one right back. Now he's got it. So 2 aboard for the Terps.
That's interesting. Thought that was a hit.
On that slow roller to
yeah,
third.
I thought that was a hit.
That Wilkin fielded. He threw wide of first.
It would have been a banger at first base.
Yeah, it certainly felt like Shaw would have beaten any sort of throw. Nevertheless, he does collect the base hit. Here's LaRusso. The 26 home runs, 104 RBIs. Again, Maryland has only played 62 games.
He is amazing. Those numbers are just, wow. He will be a first-team All-American, no doubt.
No drama needed in determining that one. Arriola spots that one on the outside edge for a strike.
94-mile-an-hour fastball. Like we said, he is the future. Great arm from the left side. Get him some experience in this game. Could come up big down the road. Has a tendency to be a little quick with that front side. Misses up high arm side. Just needs to stay over the rubber a little bit longer. Get that hand to beat the body. Drive to the target.
Pitched just a third of an inning last week at the ACC tournament against Notre Dame. That was one of the wins for Wake Forest. They won their first 2 in pool play, advanced to the semis, lost to Miami there. But yeah, Wake has gone to Arriola at some critical times in recent weeks. This not in the tightest of scenarios. And he gets LaRusso taking a big cut at that one. The count has gone full.
That's a lively fastball from the left side at 94 miles an hour, right by one of the best hitters in the nation.
Here's the payoff. That's popped up. heading towards the seats.
There's that 3-ball count that we talk about so often. It's a hitter advantage count. It really is, because a lot of things can go wrong from a pitching standpoint. You have to throw the ball over the plate or it's a walk. So the hitter knows that, and he's in an advantage situation.
Got him looking. The freshman strikes out the vet, LaRusso.
Off-speed pitch, throws him. Oh, tight little slider. LaRusso was not expecting that from the freshman on 3-2. What a great pitch. You can see why he is the future. It's all in there.
Wake with 15 strikeouts for a second straight game. They struck out 15 Mason hitters and now 15 Terps. But Trutz takes that on the inside edge. So Lowder punched out 11 over 6 innings. And then Massey struck out all 3 in the 7th. Arriola's got one here in the 8th. We're still going. Maryland has just 5 outs to work with.
Good.
But all hope is not lost. Again, the Terps have to start planning for Sunday's action. And so it's 1:30 a.m. now. Because of the near 5-hour weather delay, which it looked like we were going to get away with a clean evening, and didn't rain until close to 8 o'clock. But, oh boy, this one is tattooed. Goodbye. That is a major blast off of Ian Petrutz's bat. It's a 3-run homer.
Good.
That is the 3rd long ball of the game for the Terps. 2nd in the country, only to Florida Gulf Coast in home runs. 3 more today after 2 yesterday against Northeastern. So it's 15-6. Tom Walter with a quick walk out to the mound. And we'll see what happens next.
That's some serious bat speed right there. Short to the ball, quick swing. Way out of here.
Wake Forest is making a pitching change, so another one. With 1 out and nobody on in the 8th inning. You are watching the NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One. Pitching change with 1 out in the 8th inning. A one-sided affair with Wake Forest up 9. William Ray, the sophomore, out of the bullpen. He faces Eddie Hakopian. And he spots a strike into the number 5 hitter. Ian Petrutz just blasted a 3-run shot into the shift. Hakopian is out 4-3. That's the 2nd out here in the 8th inning.
Fitzy Ray, 90-92. Fastball slider guy. Has a really big sweeper from a low 3/4 slot. Lots of arm side run and sink. Looking for what just happened right there. The ground ball. Got to get beneath him if you're going to be Maryland hitter. You got to get beneath him. Get the ball in the air. Keep it off the ground. Fastball slider guy.
Misfires to Matt Woods to start the at-bat. Woods has struck out 3 times. It's been a long night for some of these Maryland hitters. It has scored 6 runs, but you look at the deficit it still faces. It's a 9-run cushion.
We talk about strikeouts for the Wake Forest staff. Yesterday 15, today 15. 30 strikeouts against their opponents in 2 days. And we're not even finished with the game.
We still got 4 outs to go. I think the most impressive item you can point to when talking about Wake Forest's pitching dominance is the strikeout to walk rate. It's the best in the country.
Now that right there is something that Coach Walter does not want to see from Ray. a walk with a 15-6 lead. That'd drive you crazy in the dugout as a head coach or a pitching coach.
This is Jacob Orr, and he just got hit, and that's not going to please your coaching staff either. And you know, the first, so let's look back at it really quick. The first 6 innings, Rhett Lowder, he retired 18 of the first 19 batters that he faced. And then since then, the 7th and 8th innings have been a little rocky. They basically allowed Maryland to get on base.
Well, it's basically free 90s. Like we talked about earlier with Maryland, you just can't defend them. There's no way to defend them. You throw the ball over the plate, you have 10 chances to get an out. You can strike them out, or you can put it in play with 9 defenders, and you have an opportunity for an out. If you hit or walk guys, there's no opportunity for outs.
This brings up Elijah Lambros, who walked in the 7th. I think Ray just pointed down to his armband. I'm not sure if he was on the same page with his catcher sequence-wise when the pitch came in. That's a strike. So now they're on the same page.
What's a beautiful little slider right there. A little sweeper to the zone from that low 3/4 slot.
The 0-1. That's popped up. And that should do it. Kurt shades over. Kurtz just before the dugout railing. And so Wake Forest is 3 outs away from advancing to the regional final, where it would have a major leg up on its opponent. The NCAA Baseball Regionals are presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Capital
Demon
One's in my
Deacons.
wallet.
All right, that means post-game beverage on you. It's approaching 2 a.m. then.
We'll have to call the boss on that one, but I'm not going to wake her up at 1:40 in the
I would advise against. James Hafley, by the way, is the new catcher for Maryland. James Heffley, pardon me. Here we are. We are approaching 2 a.m. So if you're just flipping over after Saturday Night Live, that's a 15-6 game. We've got, this is live baseball, folks. So here you go. And it was, look, it was all Wake Forest. Bobby, they got off to a 4-0 start. That's the second time, make it third time that Costello has gotten hit, and the second time where he's gotten hit basically right on that left shoulder blade.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. I do know that there's one person out west, Gary Gant, the beloved Oakley rep for Major League Baseball, is locked into the Deeks right now, loving the Deeks.
Who is it? I'm sorry?
Gary Gant.
Okay.
He is the famous Oakley rep for Major League Baseball. He just texted me he's locked in. I mean, he is very, very prominent. He's been doing this for 25 years at the Major League level. Good friends with Big Papi, people like that.
I would like to...
all the Major League players that you see on the field get them hand-delivered from Gary Gant.
This is perfect. I can let Gary know. I look pretty good in the sunglasses that the Oakleys that you had. That was that?
Those are Gary Gant specials for sure. Yeah.
Those were some pretty sharp shades that you got in the arsenal there.
Oh.
I was doing a little shopping yesterday. I was just trying them on, see if I would like them.
Yeah. You looked really good in those.
I feel like you say that begrudgingly. You're like, hey, listen, that's my look.
I only have one pair of Gary right now, but I will say this.
Don't steal your look.
When you get the box from Gary and it says Oakley on it and it's got all kinds of Oakley goggles or sunglasses or whatever, and you're sitting there and it's like Christmas morning.
It is.
It's amazing. Over the last, you're not going to believe this, almost 30 years of getting those little boxes in the mail from Gary. Fantastic. Outstanding company, a lot of great product, but he is locked into the Deacs. He loves ACC baseball. He goes to Omaha every year. He's a huge supporter of college baseball all over the country, close with many, many programs and many, many coaches. Very important figure in the baseball industry.
Well, I think there's one thing that goes hand in hand as Brock Wilkins swings through that one. Look, if you've got quality shades and game just go together. If you got the good shades, you got the game.
Well, and then if you have show hair like Rhett Lowder, you're in.
11 punchies for Lowder in 6 innings, and so he almost matches what Seth Keener did yesterday. He struck out 13 Mason batters. You can argue that a little tougher test today, of course, with the opponent. Maryland, the 42-win Big Ten champions, although they were certainly overmatched in the early goings of this one. I'm not sure if these two square off again tomorrow. Perhaps Maryland has to play at 2 Eastern against George Mason. They have to win that game to advance to the regional final, because that's going to be our second elimination game. I wonder maybe what the second battle between these two might feature, because boy, Maryland just got knocked down to the canvas very quickly, and they were staggering the rest of the way. Wake took a 6-0 lead, then they were up 9-1. Just scored 6 runs in the 7th, and Joey Colucci, who is back out there for another inning of work, is a little unsteady himself. He's hit a batter, he's walked a batter. Now a payoff, and the bags are full. And I think Rob Vaughn is just trying to be very strategic, because look, you only have so many arms, okay, on your roster, and best case scenario for Maryland is you're going to play 18 innings of baseball tomorrow.
18 innings.
Yeah,
at least 18 innings. You got to get through that. So he really doesn't want to use another arm tonight, period. And you see this in the big leagues all the time, but it's a double elimination tournament. Like you said, minimum 18, and with baseball, it could be more.
Yeah. Johnson pummels that one through the left side. Some more RBIs. He's just stockpiling them now. 4 on the day. And that's after he went yard twice yesterday. He's got 10 RBIs in 2 games.
Is it safe to say that Justin Johnson is the front runner for the MVP of this regional if Wake Forest advances?
Oh my goodness.
Is it safe to say?
10 RBIs. And it's just every at bat. It's not like, he's getting them all with one big bases clearing double. He has plated a run in 4 separate at bats. Oh my gosh. 6 of 9 at the plate. Plus, he's walked twice. Oh, by the way.
It's just on fire. We talk about LaRusso with the video game numbers. Our X Factor. The sleeper, no longer the sleeper, now the factor, Justin Johnson. Those are video game numbers.
He's reached safely 8 of 11 plate appearances.
Get the Xbox out and just start playing with the joystick. They still play with the Xbox?
You were an Xbox. I was going to say
No,
an
that's
Xbox
my son.
guy.
We got him an Xbox when he was like 10. He was the master NBA. Used to play football against him.
Where did that one go? Did that one go up any player's shirt? We had Costello squeeze a foul ball. No, he got hit by the pitch and then squeezed the baseball.
Caught it in his armpit.
Yeah, disappeared in his left armpit.
That has to be on ESPN's not top 10. And then, like you said, it could be on the top 10.
I actually thought it was impressive.
You got,
just that,
you got a 90 out of it, and you earned it.
That was Costello. Yep.
Talk about earning a HBP, taking one for the team and catching it in your armpit.
It's not giving that one back. Payoff, that is hammered out to right. There's some flight to it. Woods is underneath it, and he makes the catch. Kurtz tags, scores. Wilkin moves to third. This is a full scorebook today over on this Wake Forest side.
Running out of room over there, Fitzy.
I'm running out of ink. 17-6. And again, I would just wager, I wonder what would happen if these two face off again tomorrow night. Now, the problem is going to be the pitching depth. Again, Vaughn has got to make sure, you know, that's really the tricky aspect here. You've got to be very strategic in which arms you have still available for a scenario like a doubleheader tomorrow. And, you know, you certainly understand what Vaughn is going to have to juggle here. But, you know, Nick Dean, reliable veteran, when he came out in the 5th, that's just when things unraveled. And it's, you know, certainly not indicative of how Maryland has played this year. This is a quality team that has just ran into a freight train that is the #1 team in the field.
A freight train that is in go mode, attack mode. It's an impressive explosion offensively, and then Rhett Lowder just coming out dominant early in this game.
Bases loaded again, and Vaughn is going to go to the bullpen. And this is what we're talking about. One more change, perhaps. Bellucci is out, and the new pitcher is coming in, Matt Orlando. We are back and just in time for maybe a grand slam. Goodbye. Oh my goodness, it's a barrage. Danny Corona takes Matt Orlando deep. It's 21-7.
Wow. First strike we've seen in a while, and boom, grand slam. At almost 2 o'clock in the morning, gets the head out. That ball was absolutely crushed. 21 runs, Fitzy.
Fans are chanting ACC, presumably at the Big Ten champion Maryland Terrapins, who, of course, used to play in this conference. And wow, look at that score. This one is hacked into right center. Woods is coming over and makes the play. So Houston's out, and Wake Forest is 3 outs away from advancing to the regional final. A 21 spot. Oh, pardon me, that was the second out.
2 grand slams in 2 days for the Demon Deacons.
The one yesterday coming off of Justin Johnson's bat. I'm glad Drew DiMarcantonio cut to the scoreboard so he can remind me that I should check the outs every once in a while. There's 2. Now 3. Orlando has got a 1-1 count now on Tommy Hawk. But it has been a long inning, just like the 7th was. So on the heels of sending 12 hitters to the plate, Wake Forest is now batted around once again. 2-1 is outside. And Maryland has used 7 pitchers in this game. 21-6. And so they will bat around officially once again. So, Bobby, you know, if you're on the Maryland side, 3 outs away here, you're going to face George Mason tomorrow. You're going to play that game at 2 Eastern. So that is that first pitch is almost 12 hours away. It is long after midnight here. Again, we started at 10:45 because of the 45-minute weather delay. How do you bounce back from this?
Well, first off, you've got to get some rest, but you're not getting to bed until probably 4 a.m. because you need to eat something. They've been here for a long time. Wow, I mean, it's tough. You're going to have to flush it. No doubt about it. It's baseball. You're only as good as next day's starting pitcher. They're going to have a good one ready to go. And it's tournament baseball. I mean, we've all been there. They've been playing this since they were in Little League. Playing tournaments late into the night from the time you're like 10, 12 years old. They'll be ready to go.
Orlando trying to find the zone. Lucas Costello has worked the count to a 3-ball 1-strike offering here. Orlando from Marlton, New Jersey, misses low, so another walk. And Nick Kurtz gets one more go. He's reached base 4 times today. He has walked 3 times. And again, some of the numbers will certainly look silly after today's game. Maryland has had to use, you know, some seldom used arms late in this game, with now the essentially definite scenario of having to play 2 games tomorrow if it wins the first game. Waiting in the wings is a George Mason team that earlier today defeated Northeastern 11-3. That game went final 11 hours ago. That one's whacked in a right-of-base hit. So Kurtz has another hit, his second today. That one went final at 2:47 p.m.
George Mason played really well this afternoon. Really well. CG, complete game. Gartland was on. They did not use but 1 pitcher in that game. They have plenty of pitching left, ready to go tomorrow against Maryland.
CG, complete game win for Chad Gartland. Again, that could be the last appearance of his time as a George Mason Patriot. Brock Wilkin takes a strike. Where did you play a game until 2 a.m.? There's no more games after this one.
We played a game in Charleston in the tournament one time until 2 o'clock in the morning. And then, believe it or not, they started a game right after that.
No, come on.
They did. They started the game right after that and played till, like, I don't know, 5 in the morning. Something. It was crazy.
That's diabolical.
It was unbelievable. And the team that lost had to come back the next day at like noon and play or something. It was crazy. Things got backed up because of the weather, and they just wanted to get everything in.
Oh my goodness. 2-2. Wilkin waves and misses.
But that's not the craziest tournament situation that I've ever been involved in. The craziest. Oh, they called that strike 3.
Yeah.
That was a foul tip.
Don't leave us on the cliffhanger.
Craziest was 3 games in one day. Had to go to the yard, beat North Carolina, Florida State, and NC State to win the ACC championship in one day.
Back-to-back 6 spots in the 7th and 8th innings. This is a barrage from the #1 team in the nation and the #1 national seed, Wake Forest, the ACC champs, school record 48 wins. Oh my, 21-6. Well, if you stayed up till 2 a.m., you get a treat. You get to watch Cam Benassi on the mound, who has been due for an appearance. This will be his 26th of the year. He's got 12 saves. He is the anchor of this bullpen for Wake Forest. And he's pitched to a 2.93 ERA on the mound. A very exciting right-hander.
This is their guy. He needs some work. He hasn't pitched since Miami, so they're getting him an inning of work in this game. 94 to 97. Power slider. Their closer, their heart and soul, one of the leaders of their team and their entire pitching staff. Boy, love watching him throw. And he's animated. He's electric. He's got a great personality. His dad's a high school baseball coach, and his dad played for my coach at Eastern Kentucky University, Hall of Famer Jim Ward, who Chipper Jones's dad played for in college at Stetson. And Chipper Jones was the bat boy back in the day in DeLand, Florida. So there's a long lineage of baseball people from the Hall of Fame coach, Jim Ward. And this is one of them right here on the mound. He's part of that family, that tree. Boy, this kid really competes. He's exciting to watch.
Dad is here, by the way. And he has had to wait until 2 a.m. for his son to pitch. 95 with a gun. He blows that one by the pinch hitter.
Yeah, this is their guy. He's the real deal. Boy, he loves to pitch.
Zach Martin's getting a look.
95-96 right off the bat.
Goodbye.
95, 96, 97. Strikeout.
All 5 Wake Forest pitchers have struck out a batter today. That's 16. They topped the 15 Mason hitters they struck out yesterday. Gio Cueto, by the way, just checked in behind the plate. He's now catching. 96. So you come in for a pinch hit opportunity at 2 in the morning against 95 miles an hour. This is Heffley, who came in as the catcher an inning ago.
Yeah, Cam is just getting a little tune-up, getting a little bullpen work in, throwing 95 to 97 miles an hour.
Again, Wake Forest will play, not tomorrow, later today, at approximately 6 Eastern. That's the scheduled start time. And it's going to be right on the heels of our second elimination game, which will go at 2.
I love the way this kid works. His body moves, his tempo and his delivery. I mean, he's big league talent for sure. See him as a beautiful late guy in the big leagues.
Looped to Kurtz. He's got it.
The ball explodes with movement. Full extension by Spider-Man right there.
He had it all the way.
Oh, yeah.
Wise decision, Mike Rooney, to stay up and watch the conclusion of this one. You get to see the web gem, Manassi on the mound. Very tactical move by our friend.
Well, not as impressive as you might think. Runes lives in that California time zone.
Hey, he's on Connecticut time now, isn't he?
He is now, right now, but he's still biologically, his body is living on the West Coast time zone.
Yeah, let's not give him that much credit.
No. But he's out there working hard.
Smarzlak with a base hit.
I love calling or texting
trying to
Runes.
besmirch his name.
Yeah, I know, but I love calling and giving him a shout late in the day. It's like, oh, sorry it's so late, Runes. He's like, oh no, it's early here. I'm on California time.
Well, so if we're still on Squeeze Play, should still be on Squeeze Play. Catch all of it tomorrow as well. Rooney, Chris Budden, Matt Schick, Chris Burke in the studio, taking you from site to site. And with 2 outs here, LaRusso gets one more crack after the Shaw. Oh, pardon me. That was Marzlak with the pinch hit base hit. Now it's Zeisloff, the freshman, who will be the 4th pinch hitter of the inning. Maryland has to turn around quickly. And that one hit the batter.
That one got away from Manasseh. Little arm side run up and in at 96. That's why you've got to get him out there, get him some work, kind of get him tuned back up. He's not pitched since Miami in the ACC tournament. So
last Friday.
Yeah, so it's just a good idea to get him back out there. Could be in a one-run game tomorrow. You don't want that to happen. You want him nice and sharp.
Pardon me, it was Saturday they faced Miami in that semifinal game. This is Devin Russell.
And there you go. A lot of times when pitchers miss that next pitch, they'll make that perfect adjustment. You ever been bowling where you kind of miss the head pin, the next time you make the spare and you throw it where you want? That's the same thing with pitching. It's a feel.
Manasseh's on it. To first, ball game over. An absolute barrage. Wake Forest got out quick, got up early, scored 21 runs.
Fitzy, you see why they are the #1 seed in this tournament. They've been #1 in the country for several weeks. The Demon Deacons making a statement tonight against the Maryland Terrapins.
This certainly felt like it. That 4-run first inning set the tone. They built a 6-run lead. Then it was 9-1, and then it just totally got away. So 365 days after Maryland knocked Wake Forest out of the NCAA tournament a year ago in College Park, the script is flipped, as they say, although Maryland, of course, will play tomorrow in that elimination game. Wake in the driver's seat into the regional final. The winner of that elimination game, which is tomorrow at 2 Eastern, Maryland and George Mason will turn around and have to stare down the #1 team in the country and beat them twice. They would have to do that on Sunday and Monday. But first things first, we will talk to you here at 2 Eastern for Maryland and Mason. A couple of teams from just outside of Washington, D.C. They meet right here tomorrow in, hold on, let's do the math very quickly, 12 hours.
12 hours. Tell you what, though, it's a competitive survival mode game. I mean, two programs that are at the peak of what they do, trying to stay in this tournament and get a shot at the #1 Demon Deacons.
Win or go home. Right now, we're going to do the latter and get out of here. 15-run win for Wake Forest. For Bobby, for the crew, I'm Kevin saying good night. See you later today.